Hey, and welcome to today's class. Today's sequence is inspired by the element of water, meaning that it's going to be a really flowy class with a lot of fluid transitions. We'll be increasing flexibility, particularly in the hips, and also invoking this feeling of calm and relaxation. So let's begin in Shavasana on our mat. Come to lying down, feet reaching towards the corners of your mat. Palms face up out at your sides. And just take a moment to settle in, maybe readjusting the hips or the shoulders so that you're really comfortable and settled in. Once you've arrived to your space, let's take a couple deep breaths. So in through the nose, take that exhale out the mouth. And let's do that several times, letting each breath become progressively deeper. Each breath you take, allowing you just to really arrive to the practice and arrive to the present moment. At this point, you may seal the lips coming into your Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi sound has a naturally oceanic sound to it. With the inhale is full and deep, and the exhale is long and slow with that slight restriction in the back of your throat. Ujjayi breath helps you regulate the breath through the nose, and the nose is a tool of cleansing and filtering the air as it enters and exits your body. Continuously dropping into your Ujjayi, let the breath be deep and slow, allowing it to come natural. The inhale arises naturally, and so does the exhale, so we're not forcing the breath or rushing it in any way. And with that sound, that oceanic sound in your ear of your breath, you might begin to visualize waves. With the inhale, the wave rushes back down towards your toes. And with the exhale, the wave gently crashes over your body, maybe stopping right about at your belly button. Inhale, the wave rushes back and gathers at the shore. And with the exhale, the wave gently crashes on the ground, in the sand, and rushes all the way up to your midsection. Continue imagining this visualization, linking it with your breath. Inhale, the wave comes back. Exhale, the water rushes forward. Allowing this feeling of ease and calm wash over you as you breathe deeply, visualizing the waves. Each exhale, just relaxing your body deeper and deeper as the face softens and you really begin to just give your weight to the ground beneath you, softening into the pose. Seeing if you can invoke this quality of enjoying the breath. Enjoying this time and space where all you have to do is move and breathe. We'll gently bring one leg at a time into the chest. Hands come onto the knees, and we just begin some gentle circling as we rotate the legs, giving your low back a little massage. You may choose to switch the direction of movement. Maybe one leg moves one direction, one leg the other. Let this movement be dictated by how it feels on your low back. Letting sensation guide you, and just giving yourself this really nice self-massage. Continue to anchor into your Ujjayi breath as we move throughout the practice. Long, slow inhales in, long, slow exhales out. Maybe meditating on that oceanic sound inside your ear as you breathe. We'll place one foot and then the other on the mat. Preparing for bridge pose, the hands reach down alongside your body, just enough that you could barely tickle the heels. With your next inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms, float the body upward. And then with the exhale, one vertebra at a time, we come down, arms and hips follow. Inhale to rise, lift the hips, find your back bend. Arms up and overhead. Press the feet into the ground. Exhale, float down. So finding this spinal wave as we move vertebra through vertebra, begin to flow with your breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale to soften and lower. The speed of the movement will be dictated by how long or slow your breath is. So begin to tap into your own internal rhythm, finding this wave as we lift up and lower with our breath. Do one more. Yes, Rafi. Let's place the hands behind the thighs, and we're going to rock and roll over the ankles. You may choose to rock a few times, feeling along the entire length of your spine. Cross over the ankles, and then we're stepping back, tabletop pose. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, we're going to move through some really deep hip circles as we round forward and back. Hips coming through center and then reaching down towards the heels. Allow this movement to be deep and slow as you move really mindfully here. Let yourself begin to drop into sensation, noticing how it feels as you go around the whole circle, noticing places of intensity. And we'll circle the other way. Come through neutral spine. From here, we're going to lower the hips down towards the heels. And then exhale as we round the spine up for cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips. Drop the hips down towards the heels. Exhale, round the spine, cat pose. So we exhale cat, inhale cow. And we're moving the hips as we lift and lower, finding this rolling movement through the spine. As we move vertebra, vertebra. Once again, connecting with this idea of a spinal wave. As we increase the flexibility in the spine, flowing throughout today's practice, you may notice that you're able to go a little bit deeper, beginning to slowly accentuate the movement more and more. Let's do one more repetition here. And then meet in a child's pose. Forehead to the mat, knees go wide, toes to touch, reach the arms forward. Begin to breathe just a little deeper, feeling the breath in the back body. Feeling the back of your rib cage expand, the back of your heart opening and softening with each breath. Dropping back into your ujjayi, lips sealed, breath in and out of the nose. The inhales are slow and deep, and we lengthen out the exhales, slowing them down by finding that slight restriction in the back of the throat. With an inhale, rise back to tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's lift the left leg back behind us, keeping a 90-degree angle in the leg. And then exhale it forward, finding a circle through the left hip. Continue this movement, just circling through. The next time the leg is lifted up behind you, we're going to circle up and through, stepping the foot in between the hands for low lunge. Readjust the legs as needed. And when you're ready, let's inhale, lift with the arms as we glide the hips back just a millimeter or two to find this nice stretch in the right hip flexor. Take a full breath. With your exhale, bow forward over the front leg, gliding the hips back, peel the toes up towards the ceiling, half splits. The chin drops to the chest. Take a few deep breaths. Take a step into the left foot and rise, low lunge. With your exhale, lower the hands, glide the hips back, half splits. We're going to continue to drop into another flow here, moving with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling out of the pose and letting the breath really be your rhythm here and your guide. If at any point you want to linger in one pose a little longer, you may choose to do so. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you may decide to use no hands, lifting and lowering, and then as you exhale back half split, send your arms behind you. Inhale, arms up to the sky. As you move, connecting movement with your breath, allow yourself to drop into sensation. Notice what you feel in your body. Maybe place your awareness on where the sensation is most intense, redirecting your mind to focus on the practice. The next time you find yourself in half splits, let's stay and linger just a little longer in this really deep stretch. Maybe close the eyes, allowing yourself to drop into sensation, focusing your senses inward. Drop just a bit more deeply into your ujjayi. Give yourself a few moments here. With your next inhale, step into the front leg. We're going to plant right hand and step the front foot all the way to the back of the mat, opening up into side plank. We kickstand the right foot behind us to help with balance. From here, begin to circle through the entire left shoulder, circling the arm all the way around. Maybe noticing any points where it feels stiff or tight, any areas where mobility maybe isn't as fluid as other places. Let's circle the other way. Moving slowly, maybe imagining you're running your fingertips through water, trying to invoke that sensation. Inhale, left arm high. Let's find a balance. Begin to lift the left leg up and off the ground. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower the foot, find a side body stretch. Inhale, lift, reset. Lift the left foot, lift left arm. And then exhale, reach the toes and the fingertips away from each other towards the mat for a side body stretch. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Come back down to hands and knees. With an inhale, come forward, up dog. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Lift the gaze up towards the sky. Exhale back, child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths here, feeling that rounding through your spine and your low back. Letting the knees be just wide enough to make room for the torso. With an inhale, come forward, tabletop. Lift the right leg behind you. Find a 90-degree bend in the leg. And then begin to circle forward and then down. Circling a few times through the right hip joint, finding a bit of mobility here. The next time the leg's lifted, we'll exhale, round it forward, step into your low lunge. Adjust the legs as needed, and with an inhale, rise through the fingertips. Take one full breath. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we sink back. Hips flow back, toes reach up, half splits. If you have extra long legs, you may choose to step the right foot forward a little bit more to create a bit more space. When you're ready, drop the chin to the chest, fold over the front leg. Let the breath become just a little deeper here, breathing into the intensity that you feel in this stretch. With an inhale, step into the right foot, float the arms, low lunge. And with your exhale, flow down, half splits. Dropping back into your flow. Take a moment to really make this practice yours, dropping into your breath and finding your own rhythm here. As you move, follow the inhale, follow the exhale. And notice what you feel in your body as far as sensation goes, redirecting your awareness to what's happening presently on your mat. Allow the movements and the transitions to become a bit more fluid and flowy like water. Try to invoke this sense of flexibility and flow. If you wanted to try a couple rounds with no hands to challenge your balance, if you did on the other side, maybe do so here. The next time you're in half splits, we'll meet there and linger a little longer, taking several deep breaths. Noticing if you can remove the wrinkle in the back of the neck further by dropping the head. Step into the front foot. We're going to kickstand the left foot out to the side and then reach the right leg long to the edge of your mat, coming into side plank. Stack through the shoulders, and when you're ready, begin to rotate through the right shoulder. Big, wide circles here. Moving slowly. And once again, trying to invoke that feeling of running your fingertips through water. Creating little ripples as you move, but moving slow enough that there's no splashing. Let's circle the other way. Inhale, right arm up and overhead. Begin to find a balance as you lift the left foot up off the mat. Flex in the foot. Inhale together. Exhale, side bend. Reach the toes and the fingertips away from each other as you lift the low rib bones up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift. Find your balance. Lifting right arm, right leg. Exhale, side bend. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Come through tabletop toes, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's reset the spine with a cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine and tuck your tailbone. Meet in a neutral spine. Walk the hands one hand length out in front of you. Tuck toes under, lift hips high, downward facing dog. Gaze goes right to the toes. Take a deep breath here, reaching your heart down towards the tops of your thighs, reach through your shoulders. Maybe take a moment to pedal out the feet, sending one heel and then the other down to the mat. Meet in a neutral downward facing dog. With your next inhale, round forward plank pose. Once in plank pose, we bend the knees, lift the gaze, find an arch in the back, and then exhale, swing the hips back, downward facing dog. Finding another variation of a spinal roll here. Continue moving with your breath. Inhale forward, plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the gaze, downward facing dog. As you continue to move, see if you can slow the movement down. So you're really mindfully moving through each vertebra of the spine. Remembering that each time the head is the last to move. Let's do one more. Meeting in downward dog, let's take one cleansing breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale the right leg high. Begin to bend the knees, sending the right heel down towards the bum. From here, take one big circle through the hip, and then one big circle the other direction. Inhale, three-legged downward dog. Exhale, draw the right knee to the right elbow. From here, unwind the leg, stepping into lizard lunge to the right edge of your mat. We keep the back leg lifted, and we just begin to take a big circle through the right hip, rotating on the ball of the back foot. Keeping the movement in one direction for this moment. Give yourself a moment to breathe deeply. Regulating the breath with your ujjayi. Begin to circle the other direction. Come through center, and heel toe the foot to center here. We're gonna rise up, high crescent lunge. Bend in the front knee, right over the ankle. Inhale, fingertips up to the sky. Take a deep breath. Inhale together, open up, exhale, warrior two. Gaze out at the front middle finger. Take a deep breath. With your next inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Legs stay where they are. Gaze reaches up towards right hand. Inhale, come forward, side angle pose. Keep the legs where they are. Stack shoulders, stack hips. Open your heart to the left side of your mat. With your next inhale, transition back. Straighten the front leg. Extended triangle. Take one deep breath. Reach the arms forward, reaching right fingertips as far as they go. And then we tick-tock the arms like hands of a clock to 6 and 12 for Trikonasana, extended triangle. Gaze comes down to the floor to make sure there's no tension in the neck. Stack the shoulders. And just notice where you feel this pose in your body. Release the hands down, frame the front foot. Allow both toes to point facing forward and shorten your stance slightly. Inhale here, halfway lift. And with an exhale, find pyramid pose as you fold over the front leg. Staying high onto the ball of the back foot, shifting your weight forward and towards the front foot. Drop into your ujjayi, deepen your breath. Plant the hands, step back, plank pose. From plank pose, let's lower down as slow as we can, all the way to the belly. Flip the tops of the feet down, tent up onto the fingertips out to the sides of your mat. Coming into rolling cobra. With an inhale, we lead with the heart, head is the last to lift. Exhale, lead with the heart again, head is the last to lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Once again, spinal rolling through the upper back. Moving one vertebra at a time. Allowing yourself to really slow the movement down so we can really explore the flexibility along the entire length of the spine. With your next exhale, we'll let go and release. Hands come under shoulders, tuck the toes. Option to press into the knees or press right up with an exhale to push up plank. Bend the knees, lift the gaze. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath, down dog, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, tap the outside of the left tricep. Release the foot and step it out. Lizard lunge. Stay lifted up on the back leg. And begin to take a couple broad circles in one direction through the left hip. We can circle the other way. Heel toe left foot to the center line of your mat. Hands frame front foot. Let's inhale, arms back, and then up, rise, high crescent lunge. Take one full breath here, aiming to straighten that back leg. Inhale, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, spiral out into the ball of the back foot. Rolling out so the back foot's in line with the back edge of your mat. Inhale, arms in line with the floor. Gaze out at the pointer finger. Soften through the arms just a little bit, finding a bit more ease here. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, side angle pose. Reach the right arm up and overhead and take a full breath. With your next inhale, transition to extended triangle, or reverse triangle rather. Straighten the front leg. Reach the left arm up and overhead. Right arm reaches down the back leg. Take a deep breath. Keep the legs where they are. Glide the hips maybe even further back towards the back of the mat as you reach left fingertips forward. Once you've reached your limit, we tick-tock the arms 6 and 12. Extended triangle, stacking the shoulders and opening up the heart to the right side of your mat. Hands come down, frame the front foot. Rotate onto the ball of the back foot and take one big step up forward, shortening your stance. Staying high on the ball of the back foot, heel lifted. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pyramid pose, fold over the front leg. Drop the chin to chest and drop into your ujjayi. Bend into the front leg, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Press the ground away, feel strong as you reach the shoulders away from each other, and then lower down as slow as you can to the belly. Once there, we flip the tops of the feet, tent up onto the fingertips, out to the sides. I'm gonna get some puppy kisses here. With your next inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, float down. Continue this movement, flowing with your breath. And it might be really slow and fluid as you explore the length of your spine. With your next exhale, we come down, release the arms under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Two options. We can press the knees into the ground to lift up into downward facing dog. Or with your big exhale, you can push up to plank pose. Wherever you're at, let's meet in downward facing dog. Take a big cleansing breath, downward dog, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, tap the right tricep. From here, hold and rotate the right foot behind the left wrist as you lower the leg down for pigeon pose. Shimmy the hips back. And when you're ready, we can lower down maybe just to forearms. Or maybe you'd like to create a little pillow with the hands for the forehead. And this is a good moment to drop into your breath. Drop into sensation. Water teaches us to feel. So maybe invoking that feeling of bringing your awareness to sensation, giving yourself space to feel. With an inhale, come up onto the hands. Tuck left toes under, and we're going to draw the right leg back, three-legged downward dog. Lower the right leg down, and inhale left leg high. Exhale left knee to left tricep, and then swing the left foot behind the right wrist as we set the leg down. Glide your hips back, and then lower down once again into a place where you can linger for a little while. Noticing that one side might be a little different than the other. Coming back to that idea of water teaching us how to feel. Placing your awareness on what you feel the most and letting yourself be with it. Oftentimes when we have emotions that we don't want to deal with or that are uncomfortable, we try to push them away. And that saying, what we resist persists, could not be truer. We try to resist emotions that are here to be felt. They oftentimes can just get worse. So water allows us space to feel. Just like a river, and each thought being a leaf on the river, the leaves just come and go. And if we can be with our emotions in that way, we also honor ourselves and honor our feelings, honor what we're going through moment to moment. And knowing that the more that we can really lean into feeling, lean into sensation, letting ourselves have that good cry when we need it, oftentimes the better we'll feel. It's our body's way of processing emotion, is by feeling. Come up onto the hands. Tuck right toes under And we lift the left leg high behind us, three-legged downward dog. Lower the left foot down to meet the right and come all the way down to kneeling. From here, toes to touch, knees wide. And we're going to take the right arm in between the left wrist and the left knee, coming into a variation of thread the needle. We can reach the left fingertips forward. We can also tent up on the fingertips, down alongside the face, to encourage this opening of the heart as you lift the chest upward towards the sky. You may also choose to reach the left hand around towards your right hip crease for a bind. Once you've found your perfect spot, close the eyes, sinking the hips down towards the heels, and take some deep breaths. Place the left hand down and let's press out. Both hands plant the mat. Thread the left hand between the right wrist and right elbow, coming down onto the side of the face. Finding any of those adjustments with the arms that allow you to get the most out of this stretch. Close the eyes and just take a few really enjoyable, deep, deep breaths. Place the right hand down and press up. We'll bring the knees together and come to a kneeling position at the back of our mat. Place the hands, palms face up in your lap, in this mudra of receiving. And just begin to connect with your breath, feeling that gentle rise and fall in your chest. Begin to imagine a body of water that you're familiar with. Maybe this is a place that you've spent a lot of time at, or that you know really well. Maybe it's just a place that stands out to you in particular when I ask this question. And I invite you to begin to really feel what this place feels like through your senses if you were actually there. So what do you hear? What do you smell? Maybe if the water, this body of water is roomy enough to get into, you may even imagine yourself in the water, maybe all the way up to your shoulders. Just imagining the temperature of this water being just slightly cooler than your body temperature, enveloping you, holding you. Water has a way of holding us, of making us feel a bit more buoyant. Maybe feeling that sensation too. I'm going to invite you just to maybe ponder the question of, what does water have to teach me? What are the lessons of water that I can bring into my own life? Water teaches us how to go with the flow, how to be more flexible, how to find more ease in stressful situations. Water teaches us how to evolve, how to go with the flow in such a way that when we find different paths or different things that block our path, we just redirect and find a way around it. Find another path towards our goal. Water also teaches us softness. It teaches us how to feel our emotions. And it teaches us that feeling is the real, true way and only way through. We gotta feel. Let's bring our hands to Anjali Mudra. Just offering deep, deep gratitude and reverence for water. This thing that oftentimes we take for granted. The beauty of being able to turn on our faucet and get fresh water like so many of us do. It's such a gift. Truly. The warm water that we have to bathe in. And the water that falls from our skies and nourishes our land, our plants, our trees, our animals. And the fact that we're majority water too. And how when we drink water, it nourishes us, keeps us alive and healthy, vibrant. So just offering just a bit of gratitude to water. Maybe invoking that feeling in your heart. Just how incredibly amazing it is that we have water in our lives. Such a gift. Let's bring thumbs up to third eye. Just finding deep reverence for the sacredness of this life that we get to live. To the lips for a kiss of love and gratitude. And then back to the heart. Namaste.